Welcome back. I'm Jessica Barbier, your host for the Cox3 Connection. With us today from our very own Cox3 Game of the Week are our fabulous sports announcers, Mark Heller and Coach Bill Cunerty, better known as Coach Q. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So Cox3 Sports launches high school basketball coverage this week. Let's talk about the matchups and what our viewers are going to be able to see.
Well, it's going to be February Madness, Jessica. We're going to be leading up to March Madness, but here in February. We're going to start off with the South Coast League matchup between Mission Viejo and El Toro over at the House of Pain. South Coast League title on the line. A couple of nights after that, we're just going to move one town over to Mission Viejo. We're going to do a Seaview League matchup between Trabuco Hills and Dana Hills. That has huge implications for the league title there. And then the following week, we're going to wrap up our regular season coverage of high school basketball with the Trinity League matchup between the #1 team in America, the Mater Dei Monarchs, and their All-American Stanley Johnson. They'll take on the J. Sarah Lions.
That's perfect, Mark. You've been doing this for a while, right? You're pretty good at that.
Well, I've been doing basketball for Cox for over 20 years, and even go back to the Dimension Cable days back in 1988, so it's been a quarter of a century.
You got me excited. So speaking of, you guys have been doing this for a couple years now. What has it meant to you to cover the games of the week? Well, for myself, it's an honor to be able to, #1, broadcast the games and be a part of this fantastic crew at Cox3. I've gotten to know some of the guys and gals so well over the years. And also just to be able to see coverage of outstanding athletes and see these performers who move on to college and sometimes the professional level, whether it's basketball or football. It's just a pleasure to have the opportunity to see these youngsters progress in their athletic sport. And Coach Q, you've had the opportunity through your personal coaching to interact with these players one-on-one. Can you talk to us a little bit about your experience, and then also what have you seen any changes in the Orange County high school sports?
I think kids in this time and age are driven to a sport much earlier than they used to be. When I was in high school, most of us played 3 sports and never eat dinner at home after, for the whole school year on time. But that's just what we did. And I think now kids are really beginning to focus in on a sport by the time they're 12 or 13 years old. I personally still love to see the multi-sport athlete, but by the same token, if somebody by age 12 or 13 can pick out the one they like the best and focus on that, with travel ball and with seasons used to be football, and then wintertime wrestling, basketball, and then springtime track, baseball. High school sports now really go year-round.
Keeps families, parents busy, I'm sure.
It sure does.
And Mark, something that's new and exciting for this year is that we're going to cover and televise the UCI men's basketball. And I know we haven't done that in a while. So what does that mean to be able to cover? What is it like to cover Big West Conference? Well, #1, it's a pleasure doing UCI basketball. We've covered the Anteaters for many years, had a couple of years off, but we're back with their game on February 15th against UC Riverside. #1, the Anteaters were picked by the media to be regular season champs, and as we speak, they're in a 3-way tie for first. #2, if you want to watch an entertaining team, you're going to see it. This team loves to push the basketball, they love to pressure, but they also have the tallest Division I college basketball player in America. He's 7'6". He's the true freshman, Mamadou Ndiaye. And now let's talk about CIF games. What is it like to cover that?
Well, the most exciting part of any season in high school is CIF playoffs. I think that's what every team's goal is at the start of the season. You have non-league games, and then you get in the heat of league battles and try and earn one of those spots to get into playoffs. Because I think if you asked every young person, boy or girl, didn't matter the sport, what would your ultimate dream be? I think they'd all tell you a CIF championship. That you get that patch to put on your jacket, and that's something that you have the rest of your life. But the really exciting thing for us, and with our fabulous crew, they don't get enough credit for what we do. We have the best. They just do a marvelous job of production. But I think we're going back to when we grew up. Wouldn't you like to have some tapes of your high school games? And now these are things that families collect that maybe have 3, 4, 5 kids that have played at a school. It's something you can look back on DVD for the rest of your life. Exciting time.
It really is. And another new element is the Cox3.com Postgame Show. Tell us about this.
Well, we get a chance to recap what everybody's watched during the game And especially for me, it's fun because he doesn't miss anything in basketball. And so I'll get a chance to relook at some plays and say, yeah, that did have an amazing bearing on the outcome of the game. But it does give us a chance, too, to point out strategy by coaches. And we're so blessed in this county to have, in every sport, coaching as good as it gets in the whole country. And so the wrap-up show is something we enjoy because we get a chance to look back quickly and recap everything.
Also, if I can add to that, also the fact that everyone may not have us as their TV provider. You can watch the post-game show going online. Also opens the door for some new customers out there to sign up for Cox Communications. Get that TV service.
That was pretty good.
I'm not paying him to do that. I love it. And before we wrap, what are you guys most excited about this season?
Well, I think we're just excited about the fact that it's another great season with a lot of great athletes that we're going to get to showcase and we're going to get the opportunity to watch. Going back to the playoff coverage, to be a CIF champion in the southern section is amazing because it is huge. Over 560 member schools, San Clemente to the south, Coachella to the east, San Luis Obispo to the north. If you win a CIF championship, you've done something right.
Oh yeah, the energy in the room, I can't even imagine.
And Catalina Island to the west, you forgot.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, sorry.
That's why I have you guys both together. Well, thank you so much for joining us and getting us pumped up for the season. And to get more information, please visit Cox3.com. And then to find out what we're doing in the community, check out our website, cox-cares.org. Thanks so much for joining us.